What's up, guys? Today I want to teach you how you can make your player shooting mechanics for your 3D projects. And as you see, I have opened this project. By the way, this project is from my 3D development course where you are learning how to make 3D Space Invaders type of game in Unity. And you can check this course, link will be in the description. Even if you are completely new to Unity and C Sharp, you can still enroll because I'm explaining everything there very simple way and from very zero. So let's now start working on our player shooting. Now, there's few ways how we can manage shooting into our games. And one of the easiest way will be to actually have some physical bullets into our scene. And we can look at this method like it has two parts and we will need two scripts. First part will be to create our bullet. For example, when we left click on our mouse, our bullet should be created into our scene. Or we can do it in any key on our keyboard. Maybe you want to do it in the spacebar. It doesn't really matter. The key is that we should be able to create bullets into our scene with some key or mouse click. And second part will be to actually give this bullet some speed and some direction to make him launch, basically make him fly and so on. So let's start working on first part. And for the first part, we will need to have some actual bullet model, and you might have any assets if you like for your bullet. Maybe you have rocket or something else, but for the simplicity I'm gonna use just Unity's default sphere. So to create sphere, you just need to go in the empty space of the hierarchy, right click, 3D object, sphere, and let's call this sphere bullet bullet P. You can call it just bullets. And then we should work on our bullet a little bit more. So it already has this sphere collider, which is nice. Also, it needs to have some physical components. So we will add rigid body here. So let's type in the search box rigid body, and this rigid body adds some physical components such as gravity, air resistance, mass, and so on. But we don't want to use gravity because we don't want our bullet to immediately fall down after we launch it. And so for that, we will uncheck use gravity. Also, it has these constraints, and basically we can freeze positions and rotations. And in this game we only need to launch our bullet in the forward direction. So for that we will freeze position on the X and Y, and we will freeze rotation on the X, Y, and Z because we don't need any of these. Now in order everything to work, these bullets should be prefab. Now, what is prefab? Prefab is just game objects which can be used a lot of times and can be used in our scripts as well. And to create prefab, it's very simple. We just need to drag these bullets into our assets folder. So let's drag these bullets into our assets folder. And now we have this bullet prefab, which has all the changes that we made for our bullet model. For example, it has rigid body with correct freeze positions and rotations and so on. Second thing that we will need is to add some fire position to our player. And as you see, I already have it, but I will just uncheck it and I will create one more time. For that, we will right click on our player. We will select create empty, and let's call it fire point. We should position this fire point at the end of our gun. So I will go in the scene view. I will select fire point, click F to zoom in, and let's see, where is it? Okay, my gun is here, so I will position it at the end of my gun. And just be careful because 3D space is sometimes tricky and sometimes it's hard to position your game objects correctly, but you can just click Alt and rotate your screen as much as you want to get to the nice point. For example, right here will be fine. And from this point, basically, our bullets will be created. And now let's create script for us to use and let's start working on it. So in the assets folder, we can create C# script. You can call it anything you want. I will call it combat. And I will assign this combat script into my player game object. And then we will start working on it. And it will be fairly simple script. But if you are completely new, don't worry, I will explain you everything. So let's drag and drop it into our player model. So indeed it's here, our combat script. Let's double click to open in Visual Studio. Now, first thing that we will need is to have some variables. And for that, we will need to reference our fire point and our bullet prefab. So for that, we'll create public transform, and let's call it fire pos for the fire position. Also, we need public game object to reference our bullet, and let's call it bullet. And that's it, all we need for now. We don't need the start method just yet. And in the update, we can say that when we click, for example, our left mouse, something should happen. And to do that, we can say if input dot get mouse button down, and in brackets we can say 0. This 0 means that we are referring to left click. And let's open and close curly brackets, and here something should happen. Basically, we should shoot here, but we don't have shoot function just yet. So let's go outside of our update and let's create void shoot. Void shoot. What should happen here? As I said, we should create our bullet in this function. And to create your bullet, you can use instantiate method. So let's say instantiate. And this instantiate method needs few parameters. First, it needs to know what we are going to instantiate. And we want to instantiate our model, our prefab, which is bullet. So let's say bullet, comma. And then it wants to know where are we instantiating. We are creating in the fire position. So you can say fire pos dot position, and it needs to know what rotation to have. We can say here fire pos dot rotation. And now we have simple instantiated method which will create our bullet. So now when we click on the left click, we will say here to shoot. Very simple way. Let's save the script first of all. Let it compile, and to save your scripts, I don't know if you know, you can click Ctrl S or Command S if you're on Mac. Now let's go back. Here we have the player. Let's scroll down. We should assign fire position and bullet. For the fire position, I will assign my fire point. And for the bullet, you should not assign this bullet that you have in hierarchy. Instead, you should assign the one that you prefabbed. So we will assign this prefab there. And actually, we don't need this bullet P to be in our scene anymore. So we will delete it. And now if we hit play, and when I click my left mouse, bullet should be created. And as you see, our bullet is created. It's very large right now. Let's drag it back a little bit in the hierarchy. Where is our bullet? Let's select our bullet. Okay, I will change sizes a little bit. So in the X, I will change it to be 0.2, and for the Y as well, and for the Z as well. And now we have smaller bullet. And to apply changes to your prefab, you just need to click Overrides and apply all. And that's it. We can delete this bullet P from our C. But the main point is that when I click our left key, a bullet is indeed created. Now, second part will be to actually launch our bullet. For that, we will create second script, create C# script, and let's call it bullet launcher or something like that. And we should assign our bullet launcher into our bullet prefab itself, because it will control our bullet. So we will select our bullet prefab, we will scroll down, and we will click on this add component. and the component name will be our script name, which is bullet launcher, and our script is here. Let's double click to open in Visual Studio. Now what we need here, as you remember, we added a rigid body to our bullet right here, so we should get reference for our rigid body. So first let's create private rigid body 2D, not 2D, rigid body, and let's call it RB. And in the void start, we can say RB equals get component, and the component name is obviously rigid body. And this way, when we say RB unity, we'll know that we are referring to our bullets rigid body, to specific rigid body, which we have here. What else we want to make? We want to have some kind of speed. So for that, we will say public float, and let's call it bullet speed. And also we will create one more float, public float, and let's call it bullet lifetime, just like this. Now, what we need to do, when our game starts and when our bullet is created into our scene, so it means that when we click our left click, our bullet should be launched. So we can use rb.velocity method, which will make our bullet to launch. Now, this rb.velocity can have different methods inside, but we can use transform.forward method, which will make our direction to be forward, and we can multiply it to our bullet speed, which will make our bullet to actually fly. Also, not to have this bullet hanging around all the time, we can create awake function. This awake function runs even before the start, and we can say to destroy our bullet, destroy our game object, comma, and let's say here bullet lifetime. So it will destroy our bullet basically after some time. It depends on us how much time we will give to bullet lifetime. And we are doing that not to have lots of bullets into our scene, because it will be not good for the performance. So let's save the script. Let's go back in Unity and let's check if everything is really working. So first of all, we will select bullet prefab. We will scroll down and we will say bullet speed to be 15, a bullet lifetime to be 5. And now let's hit play and let's check if everything is working. And as you see, our bullets are creating and we can launch them as well. Now, the problem is that right now we can spam click our left mouse and we have unlimited bullets, which is not, it's like cheating for the games. And to control the time, for example, we can have some wait time, some time between shots, which will control how often we can shoot, basically. For example, when we shoot, we should wait 1 second and only then we will be able to shoot. And if you want to create that mechanic, we will open our combat script and we will change few things. First of all, we will add public float time between shots, and also we will add boolean, which will check if we are able to shot in a specific moment or not. So private bool, and let's call it can shoot, and we will make it true by default, because when our game starts we should be able to shoot, basically. It will be logical. Now, since we want to make some time between shots, we're gonna use a special method, which is coroutines. And if you don't know the coroutines, they are just special method which can be used for making some wait times, some delay times, and so on. Very handy ways. And to create coroutine, first we need to create some special method, which is iNumerator. So here we can say iNumerator. And let's call this one shoot delay. Oops, I did something wrong. iNumerator. And let's call it shoot delay. Just like this. Open and close brackets. curly brackets. And this method basically will be called when we first shoot our bullet. After we shoot our bullet. So after we shoot our first bullet, we should not be able to shoot immediately. So our can shoot should become false. After that, we should have some wait time, some time between shots. And to do that, we can say yield, return new, wait 4 seconds. And in brackets, we can say any number that we want. It will mean that we will have wait time for the 2 seconds, but we don't need to pass any number here. We will use this time between shots, and then we will assign some number to time between shots from the Unity editor. Anyway, after our time between shots, we should be able to shoot again. So can shoot will become true again. Okay, next thing is to call this coroutine from somewhere, because it's not doing anything if we are not calling it from somewhere, and we will call from this shoot function. We can say here start coroutine, and in brackets we can say name of our coroutine, which is a shoot delay, and we will need one more open and close bracket, semicolon, and that's it. Only thing that is left is to add one condition to this when we are getting input for our mouse. After this, after first bracket, we can add end sign. This is end sign, by the way. And here we will add can shoot. Now, what it means? Basically, we added condition, and in order this shoot function to happen, both of these conditions should be true. If one of them is false, shoot function will not happen. Basically, we can spam click our left mouse as much as we like, and we can make this get mouse button condition always to be true, but we are not able to make this can shoot condition always true. It has own conditions where it's true and where it's false, so it's perfect for us to use. I hope you understand. We can save this script. So basically, if we shoot our first bullet, then we are immediately able to click our left mouse and it will be true, but our can shot will be false until our time between shots is not passed, and only then we will be able to shoot, basically. So we can save the script, we can go back, and we should assign our time between shots. Now it's up to you how much you want your time between shots to be. We can make it 1, and we will be able to shoot only once in 1 second. Obviously, you can make this number true or false. Right now I'm spam clicking my left click, but I'm able to shoot only once in 1 second. And that's it, our basic shooting mechanic. After some modifications, you can have some nice looking bullets, some better looking bullets than just these. And also you can make your enemies to disappear with them. You can have some impact effects, and so on and so on. And for example, if I activate my original script, you'll see that now I have nice looking bullets. And if you want to learn, as I said at the beginning, how to do those kinds of mechanics and this kind of game fully, you can check comments of my course. Link will be in the comments down below. And yeah, if you like this video and want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to ring the notification bell. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye bye.